everybody. Today I am in the small Verde Valley town of Clarkdale, Arizona, and if you've ever been curious about Clarkdale, where is it, what it's all about, what is there to do, stay tuned because I'm going to give you a short driving tour of Clarkdale. Clarkdale, Arizona is a small town in northern Arizona, sitting at about 3,500 foot above sea level in elevation, population of about 4,400. It's kind of nestled between Cottonwood and Jerome, just north of the Mingus mountain range. So if you're curious about what it's like here in Old Town Clarkdale, near the train depot, or even in some of the little neighborhoods, stay tuned and I'm going to take you and show you around town. The channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I do videos every single week about the small northern Arizona towns that you might be curious about. My name is Dawn Dickinson. I am a realtor in northern Arizona, and I sell real estate in Sedona, Verde Valley, Flagstaff area, and the Prescott area. So if you ever have a question about real estate, buying or selling a home, please be sure to give me a call, text, email. My contact information is always in the description below, and I will get back to you. So sit back and enjoy the tour of Clarkdale, Arizona. So in order for us to start our tour today, I'm going to take you on a short drive through Old Town Cottonwood. And the reason I'm doing this is because Cottonwood is, or I should say Clarkdale, you'll probably pass through Old Town Cottonwood to get to Clarkdale, or go through Cottonwood at some point to get to Clarkdale. So I would like to see the old historic Cottonwood here. Like on the left, you'll see there's a gas station, and there's the art glitter store and a couple of cool stores. And then as you go around the bend, there are a bunch of shops and restaurants. So immediately on immediately on the left is a Cold Grill, and a Cold Grill is a barbecue place I really like, but I don't go to the one in Cottonwood as much because they built one in the village of Oak Creek, which is walking distance to where I live. And then to the left you'll see is the tavern. So there's the Tavern Hotel, and then there's the Tavern Grill, and I do take a lot of people to the Tavern Grill when they're visiting in town. And then as you drive through town, there are more little shops to the left. There's some shops on the right. There is like a little wine tasting room. There's the Rooster Cafe on the right, and then again there's more shops. And it was kind of a busy day while I was there. This is just a weekday in the middle of the day, so not a huge amount of traffic, but you know, a lot of activity going on. Now as you keep going down the street, there's another little inn on the left. There's the old Cottonwood Town Square, things to do there, you know, cocktails, places to drink, lots of places to drink, I should say. There's I think it's I don't know if it's Buca de Pebble, it's an Italian restaurant. There's also another Mexican restaurant. And then you go around the corner, on the right you'll see there's the Hippie Emporium, which is one of my favorite places to shop. They have all nostalgic stuff. And then you start getting into some more homes, and now you're going to be on your way going into Clarkdale. So stay tuned, we're going to show up at the old Clarkdale Township. Alright, so now we are headed towards Clarkdale Township. So basically we're going to the older part of Clarkdale. I think on the left we've already passed it. It's the old historic copper mine museum, which is really kind of fun. You do see a lot of older buildings here in Clarkdale in the old square. There's a few businesses that are left. You got some businesses here. You do have some restaurants going on. We're about to pass the old kind of like the park, the town square park. You'll see there's a big gazebo, which I was standing in earlier today. The big gazebo, you got the big grassy park where if there's events, it would probably be in this grassy park that we're driving past right now. And so next we're going to continue driving for a little bit. I'm going to go past some of the old historic homes. So I want you to get an idea of these homes in the old township, how much they sell for. So we're passing on the right, but you can't see it because it's out of frame, but one of these tiny homes, just in the spring I showed one of them, and it was listed for $175,000, but it did sell over asking price at $195,000. It's very small. It was less than 1,000 feet. I think it was like 750, 800 square feet. It ended up selling for $225 a square foot, but it needed a lot of work. It almost needed to be gutted out inside. It only had one bath and two bedrooms. It had a nice view off the back. Everything was very old. I think it was built in the 40s. But once the investor who purchased it fixed it up, it would probably sell after that for about $350,000. That would be my guess. That's what I would price it at, depending on how nicely they did the interior. I'm passing on the right. Actually the school is still in session, the elementary school. So there's a school on the right. And I'm going to take you now through the town, or through the residential area, so I can tell you a little more about the home. So similar to the one that was a fixer that just sold, there was another one for a similar size that sold for $360,000. That one was going for $355 a square foot, so a little bit bigger. It still could have used a little bit of updates, but it was move-in ready, so that was a nice little home you could have bought here in the old town center. A couple of other houses in this area are for sale. There's one for like $539,000 and another one for $610,000. The $610,000 one is a big house, like at 2,800 square foot, but again, it's going to need a little bit of updating. So those four are just the recent ones that are for sale or have recently sold. So there's not a lot of activity in the old township. Now wait until a little bit later in this tour. I'm going to show you some of the newer neighborhoods where you can buy a newer home if you were wanting one to be built, for instance, or one that was recently built. But that's about what they are going for right now in the old Clarkdale area. And again, it's a quaint town. It's really cute, a strong sense of community. I am going to take you next towards the Verde Valley Railroad, and that you can get a little bit of glimpse of what that would look like. And then if we go past the railroad, you could get to some of the old abandoned mine buildings. I don't know if they're abandoned, but the old mining buildings. Now ahead, we're about to go past a couple of more buildings. There is just past this one, which I think this one is not a gas station. This is a little restaurant. And then look, you've got the old gas station here, and it says gas 22 cents a gallon. So you can see that hasn't been used in a long time. And then past a couple of these buildings, there's like right there looked like an old train car, and they kind of converted it to a cafe. So it's really cute. Another building that we're about to pass, a little historical building, and then we're going to go towards the train depot. So I'm going to take you to the train depot next. Now before I do that, we're going to pass the old church, and then there's going to be some wide open spaces right here. You can get a really good view. Now some of these buildings will have good views of Sedona in the distance. You can see some of the red rocks. So here we're about to go into the train depot next. So stay tuned and I'll take you there. All right, next I'm going to take you on a drive past the Verde Canyon Railroad train depot. So this is a fun thing to do. It's the last train out of Clarkdale, and there is the train depot. It's a 4-hour tour, which takes you on a 20-mile little tour through the Verde River and some historic buildings, beautiful sights. And I took this sight-seeing trip maybe about 20 years ago, and it was a lot of fun. You can see we're passing it right now, and this would be about where you would get off and walk in to get your tickets all taken care of. Last time I checked, the tickets were about $138 for the tour. Again, it is a 4-hour tour, and it's about a 20-mile train ride. You have a breakfast with champagne, like a champagne meal, and you get some appetizers and a few things like that. You get to wander around the train as it's going very slowly. You can see these train cars here. They're all fun. They're named after Arizona towns like Wickenburg or Sedona or Prescott. So you would catch the train here in Clarkdale. Take a look. This is where you would be departing from, and a nice little tour. I had a lot of fun when I took it. I said, it's been a long time and I would like to do it again, but it's definitely worth doing when you're coming to visit the Verde Valley. And like I say, it's only a 4-hour tour, so like a half-a-day commitment, but a lot of fun. Definitely worth doing the next time you are in Verde Valley for the day or for the weekend. So while I was out driving around Clarkdale, I thought it was important for me to stop at this vantage point and first show you a panoramic view of some of the wide open spaces you still see in Clarkdale, but then I wanted to zoom in on the old Verde Valley Copper Company smelting plant. So the plant is still there. It was built in 1912 to 1915 to replace the old smelting plant that was in Jerome, but it hasn't been fully operational since 1950, but you could see it still exists today. You drive by and there's probably a couple of cars parked here and there, but not operational since 1950. All right, I would like to take you on a tour past Mountain Gate. Mountain Gate is one of the newer Clarkdale communities. Now look over here, I'm just showing you there are model homes that are going up right now, and if you were interested in seeing a model home, I could actually register you with the sales office, and you could go in at your leisure and look at homes, and they shouldn't bother you if you're registered. Tell them you're already registered for me, and then if you decide to buy a home there, I could represent you so that you're not being represented only by the builder, because then they are a little bit biased, and the builder is the one that pays my sales commission. Also take a look at this clubhouse facility. I don't know if it's a clubhouse, but this little park that they have going on for the residents. It hasn't opened yet, but this will be a nice addition to Mountain Gate once that is complete, and very nice community. Now some of the homes in here are already built and established, maybe in the early 2000s, 2001 to 2005, some of these ones that I'm passing right now, but they are actively building brand new homes. Recently I went into the model homes and took a family to look at some of them that were under construction. There are some that are almost complete. There are some that are just in the planning phases, and then some of these homes that you're seeing ahead of me come up for sale, and they're 10, 15 years old, and they've changed hands one or two times because people bought them new and now are moving to another place or buying a bigger home or downsizing. So Mountain Gate is one of the nice communities here in Clarkdale that you would probably be curious about if you're thinking of moving to Clarkdale. All right, and I don't want to leave Clarkdale without taking you on a drive through Lamplighter Village. So Lamplighter Village is a very nice 55 plus retirement community here in Clarkdale, and it is a mobile home park. So what you do is you would purchase the mobile home that sits on the land, and there is a land lease. So there's a land lease fee because it's owned by Lamplighter Village Property Management Company. So you buy the manufactured home, and then you pay a land lease fee of about, a Lamplighter, I think it's $550 to $600, and that does include some of the utilities also, like garbage and sewer. I would have to look up exactly what you get if you were curious about there. Now I have seen homes sell for as low as like $35,000, but if you would pay that little for a home, it's because it needs a lot of work, an extreme stripped down overhaul. And then I see some going for $130,000, $150,000. Those are probably double wide and very nice homes with not a lot to do. So Lamplighter Village is a very nice retirement community in Clarkdale if you are thinking of moving and you are in the retirement age group. All right, so that is my entire tour of Clarkdale, Arizona. Now, I might have forgotten to tell you this in the beginning. Clarkdale is nestled actually on the base of Mingus Mountain Range, and I'm headed through Old Town Cottonwood now, so that because we came through it on the way here, I'm going through it so you can see the other side on the way home. But Clarkdale has about 4,400 residents as of the 2020 census, and it's nestled at about a 3,500 foot elevation. It's very close to Cottonwood and very close to Jerome, so you would probably get a lot of your primary stuff from Cottonwood, like at the Fry's or the Walmart, and then you would do a lot of your weekend fun stuff, maybe going to Jerome or going through Old Town or to the train station or some of the places that I just drove you through. Lots of opportunities to go hiking and exploring. A very nice little small town here. Population, like I said, about 4,400, so very small town vibe, good sense of community. So if you're interested in learning more about Clarkdale, let me know. I could send you a list of homes for sale, or if you're interested in selling your home and moving up, say, lots of activity going on in Clarkdale. It is one of the up and coming towns here in Verde Valley, Arizona. So I hope you enjoyed the tour today. Well, I'm almost back to beautiful Sedona, Arizona, where I call home. Sedona is about 35 to 40 minutes from Clarkdale. I hope you enjoyed the tour. My name's Dawn Dickinson. I do sell real estate here in Northern Arizona, and the channel is Living in Northern Arizona, where I will post videos just like this one exploring the Northern Arizona towns every single week. So if you like the video, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up, possibly subscribe. I hope to see you back here again next week for my next video. And also, I sell real estate here in Northern Arizona. So if you ever have a question or want to talk about real estate, feel free to go to the description below and give me a call, text, email, and I will get back to you.